Manchester United taking on, really looking forward to this match. And this is a Manchester United watch-along. So I hope everyone's excited for tonight's match. It's been a while since I've done a watch-along due to being busy and everything else and having to set it up. It takes time, but really looking forward to tonight's game. This is a massive game for Manchester United. And for Juventus as well. Juventus could all but seal their place in the last 16 with victory this evening. Manchester United just looking to resume some pride, look to be getting back to winning ways again, and just to build on some momentum of that second half performance against Chelsea, because I don't think anyone's expecting Manchester United to go out and win this Champions League this season. I'm certainly not. I mean, some people aren't even expecting Manchester United to get out of the group. So, and to be honest, if we were to lose this game, we could still qualify for the knockout stage. So, as much as I want Manchester United to win tonight, it isn't going to be the end of the world. I mean, currently, Valencia are drawing 1-1 in their match. So, if that ended 1-1, Manchester United could afford a draw this evening. This is a group that Manchester United should be getting through, no doubt about it. Manchester United shouldn't be finishing worse than second because of the fact that Valencia have been so bad this season, but so have we. Now, there is massive team news this evening, which is that Chong is along the substitutes for tonight's game. So that's exciting news for Manchester United. A lot of fans have wanted to see him in and around the squad, and hopefully he can give Manchester United fans something to shout about this evening. We will just have to wait and see how he does this evening, but that is positivity for Manchester United. It really is, coming into this encounter. The fact that with Sanchez out injured, that it does give him a chance to maybe get some much needed minutes on the pitch against probably the best team in Europe. It wasn't the ideal time to really put him onto the substitutes bench. It would have been more ideal, I would have said, against Derby, less pressure. Manchester United going out in that competition anyway, and we've bloody not even used any youngsters, which was really disappointing. But due to injury, Tai Chong is getting a place on the substitutes bench. It isn't because Jose Mourinho wants to use youth for this game, not at all. The likes of Scott McTominay, Marouane Fellaini also out of this encounter. So Diogo Dalot also out. Valencia been out, apparently having an operation. I don't know if I'll read too much into that. Probably it is more to do with him and the manager, but there are a lot of players out for this game, so it does give him a chance. But it also gave Marcus Rashford a chance when other players were injured for Manchester United. Martial getting injured in the warm-up against Midtjylland, and that helped Marcus Rashford to take his chance. He did start that game. That was against lesser opposition than this particular match. But you never know. If Tai Chong got 10, 15 minutes in this game in the second half and he took his chance, he created something, anything, a moment of brilliance, anything. Who knows? It could change a guy's career. We just do not know. It didn't help keep Makeda when he come to Manchester United and scored that wonder goal against Aston Villa in the diamonds to help Manchester United almost clinch the title. Unfortunately, his career went down the toilets, but you never know with young players. We've seen so many great young players in England not getting given their chance, and their careers are going only one way. But we've seen likes of Man City, Phil Foden getting the chance in the League Cup, scoring a goal in that, also making an assist already in the Premier League. He has so far. So, and there's some other, Jadon Sancho obviously ripping it up in the Bundesliga along with Reece Nelson. So, and obviously we've got Ryan Sessegnon at Fulham, who's been tearing it up for over a season now, scored his first goal in the Premier League just this weekend. And I just do not agree with I know Tai Chong isn't English. We do know that he is a Dutchman, but I do not agree with what Rio Ferdinand said a few weeks ago when he said on BT Sport that these players obviously aren't good enough to be in the first teams. And it is proven when given the chance that some of these players are good enough. They may not be all good enough ahead of some of the elite players, the Agueros, the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Hazards, but some of them are certainly good enough to get places on the substitutes bench for these teams and maybe are better than some alternative options. We've seen with Manchester United, we've used the likes of Fellaini, Scott McTominay at times, who probably I mean, Scott McTominay's a nice lad, come through the Manchester United ranks, but is he really good enough for Manchester United? Is he better than James Garner, or is he better than Angel Gomez or someone in the youth academy? I'm not too sure he is any better, but Jose Mourinho wants to go with a more older player, and maybe even obviously now a more experienced player if Scott McTominay was given the chance. But there may be a player in the academy that's better. I wouldn't necessarily use the fact that he's tall as the reason why Scott McTominay has been the youngster to get the most minutes for Manchester United, because I mean Ethan Hamilton is a similar player to that of him, maybe better. I would probably maybe say than that of Scott McTominay, and Ethan Hamilton is yet to make his Manchester United debut. There is a lot of small players that have played under Jose Mourinho, so that is an absolute myth. And Juan Mata is getting game time, and he is a tiny man. Now, obviously, the starting lineup is that of what we played against Chelsea. I'm excited to see this again, but obviously, I'm wary of what this Juventus side can pose to Manchester United. I really am. They've got real quality in their ranks. I think they are without a couple of players themselves this evening, but Manchester United, we've just got to go in and see what happens tonight. I don't think that there is a whole. I mean, it would be a shame if Manchester United go out there and get hammered tonight. That really would be a massive blow. But if Manchester United can put on a showing, this is against the best team in Europe. And it pains me to say I'm not confident that Manchester United can get the result in this. And at home, Manchester United shouldn't be looking to pull a draw out the bag or something, but it would still be more positivity than Manchester United getting beat up. Certainly, the amount of money that we've spent, we shouldn't be in that predicament. We should be challenging to win these type of games, but they've got a quality team, and sometimes you've got to be a bit realistic, and you can't always expect to go out there and swat teams aside. Certainly not beating these type of teams. You can't say for sure you're going to go out and beat these type of teams. All ends up, but really looking forward to this encounter. I don't know what everyone else is thinking this evening, but hopeful that Manchester United can put on certainly a good showing this evening, and we will just have to wait and see if Manchester United can get a required result, which for me a positive result would be a draw or a win, and move forward. I mean, if we were to lose and it was unlucky, then I could understandably accept it. You can accept defeats at times when the opposition just play better than you and stuff like that. If they've got better players than you, there's nothing you can do. If Ronaldo puts on a masterclass there, it's very little Manchester United could do this evening. But sometimes this season we have been absolutely atrocious. That is what really pains me. You only have to go back a few weeks ago. Certainly, probably the worst game was West Ham. That was absolutely abysmal for Manchester United. It does seem like we're playing a little bit better now than we were in that game, but still, that was absolutely abysmal. And Manchester United have really got to put on a better showing than that this evening. We cannot really afford to play as bad as that. I think that was probably the worst of the season, to be honest, although this is at Old Trafford. So we are 15 minutes away from kickoff. Hope everyone is doing well on this evening. Just a quick recap on what has happened elsewhere today. Obviously, unless most people have been under a rock, most people will know the under-19s smashed Juventus themselves. Mason Greenwood, Levitt getting some goals. Joshua Bowie getting one as well. It was a very, very good win for Manchester United, getting the job done in that game. They had 10 men in that game also, so it was a great victory for Manchester United. James Garner also getting a goal at the end of the first half. So an accomplished performance and win for Manchester United in that one, which should hopefully see Manchester United be able to qualify for the knockout stage of the UEFA Youth League. Obviously, with no Tai Chong in that game, it was impressive because he is one of Manchester United's better players at that level. Obviously, Mason Greenwood probably is the best youth player Manchester United have at this present moment, but obviously only being 17, that's probably a bit on Jose Mourinho's mind, and he's gone for the probably more physical and probably got more experience on the preseason tour in Tai Chong. He's coming up to 19 in December, Chong. So hopefully if Chong gets a chance this evening, then it will be great. Yeah, good morning to you too. If you're watching anywhere, whatever time you're watching this game around the world, I know a lot of people, it is completely different time zones, but it is obviously now changing the time to 8 o'clock kickoffs. It may give people more chance to watch it. I know it's only 15 minutes, but it can change people from that. It gives me a bit more time to get prepared for the game if you're watching it in the UK and you do go to work. Obviously, it's nice to see when you have some earlier games which start at 5 o'clock UK time, that you can see what the other results are beforehand if they are in your group. And at present, it is still Young Boys 1, Valencia 1. So that is a massive. If that is a result for Manchester United, it would be a massive result. That would help Manchester United to be in pole position to, well, I would say, to qualify as runners up in this Champions League group. No one is expecting Manchester United to win this group, and to be honest, I don't really care as long as Manchester United qualify for the knockout stage with a game. It would be great if Manchester United could qualify with the game to spare. We could rest some players up, considering we've got some injuries to some players, give some other players a run out, and that would be great. But we will have to wait and see what happens on that front. But hopefully we can put a good account of ourselves on tonight, whether that game, we can't let that affect Manchester United, whether that game ends 1-1 or not. We just got to go out there and do our job this evening, try and get a required result. As I said before, over these two games, I would take 1 point, because I feel that Manchester United can get the better of Young Boys and hopefully at least get a draw against Valencia away. That would see Manchester United qualify. I know it's been a bit negative, the fact that only 1 point out these two games, but you've got to be realistic at the situation Manchester United are in, with the fact that we're not defending nowhere near good enough at this moment. The teams like Juventus are probably going to have a lot of good chances in this game. We're probably averaging in the Premier League, letting in about, I don't know what it is, but we're letting in roughly probably two goals a game at this present. We've only kept, I think that Burnley one was the only clean sheet we've had all season, which is absolutely dreadful. But that's got to change. In the Champions League, we've kept 2 clean sheets, so I know it's against two teams that probably aren't. Well, certainly Valencia aren't scoring many goals, and Young Boys are only scoring them in their league. But that is a result this evening. We're just hearing that Young Boys have drawn 1-1 with Valencia. That is a very good result for Manchester United in that group, really. Because if they probably will win the replay, but in a couple of weeks' time, they'll probably beat Young Boys at home. But Young Boys would be the whipping boys of this group, and I'm really pleased that that game has ended 1-1. That gives Manchester United a great chance now, if we could get a point this evening, that we would be in pole position to finish second place in this group. So really pleased with that. But hopefully Manchester United can get some positivity in this game tonight. We don't want it all to be about Ronaldo coming home to Manchester United or whatever people are talking about. He's left Manchester United. He plays for another team now. We just got to move on with all that talk and worry about ourselves. Don't worry about past players. Past players come and go at Manchester United. Manchester United will never die. We will move on. We will get some more great players again. It's just we're going through that rocky patch at this moment in time. Whether we get another player as good as that ilk ever again remains to be seen. We've had great players in the past, and we will again at Manchester United. So we are 10 minutes away from kickoff. Christ knows how this game's going to go. We've got probably the best player on the planet coming to Old Trafford in Cristiano Ronaldo this evening, along with Lionel Messi, the two great players of world football. And I haven't seen Ronaldo play for quite a while since the World Cup, so it'll be interesting to see how Ronaldo is actually playing in terms of his performances for Juventus. But Manchester United have gone with quite an attacking lineup, to be honest. And I'm not too surprised that he's kept the same team that he went for with that Chelsea game, because he was pretty happy, I think, with how that Chelsea game went at the weekend. I don't think he was too disheartened with the performance. Certainly second half, I thought the first half was toothless going forward, but second half we were a lot better. Just Lukaku's got to improve. in that forward line. Rashford maybe not. Well, I mean, none of the three were outstanding. I mean, even Anthony Martial was not outstanding in that game, but he took 2 goals very, very well. He's probably had better games where he's actually not scored. So, but who really gives a fuck if Anthony Martial has a bad game or isn't maybe at his best, but grabs himself 2 goals. So, but we're just under 10 minutes away from kickoff now. Really excited for the game. Hope everyone else is got to be excited when the Champions League comes to Old Trafford, because we may not get it next season. So we will have to wait and see. Might have to fucking win the damn competition to stand a chance of, and which is unlikely that Manchester United will win this competition. But stranger things have happened. Let's just see what happens. I mean, we've got a very good chance that the under-19s could win their UEFA Youth League this season if the players all stay fit and stay together, and he doesn't have to shoehorn any of them, because a number of them players that played today were players. There was 5 players I said that I think that Manchester United would give a debut to this season. One being Tai Chong, who's now in the Manchester United squad for tonight's game, and could he potentially cement a place in some of the matchday squads for the future games. I know Sanchez will probably be back fit for the next encounter, but we've got young boys coming up on the horizon, which at Old Trafford you'd expect Manchester United to turn over. So maybe he could rotate the squad for that game, and maybe even that final game against Valencia. But hopefully the under-19s will already be qualified for the knockout stage then. So maybe they can also try out some younger players and give some players a chance, because they struggled to qualify last season for the knockout stage and had to finish runners up and do a playoff game to get through to the knockout stage, where we got beaten by Liverpool. But we seem a lot better this season in the U team. We've got more experience in it. It was a few players' first chance last season in the UEFA Youth League, because the previous season we didn't have Champions League football. That is a massive blow if Manchester United don't get Champions League football next season for the under-19s. There probably won't be no UEFA Youth League for Manchester United. So we will have to wait and see. Yeah, I have the game live on my phone at this moment in time. It hasn't started yet. Emma Wood wants a shout out. Shout out to you. Hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah, I'm reading all your comments as they're coming through. Hope you're doing well tonight, Emma Wood. No, there will be no streaming of the game this evening on this channel. Otherwise, it will get blocked. But I am watching the game on my phone, so I hope you enjoy the game. If you're watching it, I'm sure there is a live stream as well. If you Google it, you can probably get a live stream up. We're only a few moments away from the game starting now, so really excited and looking forward to the game. Cool. I'm from Hertfordshire as well. That's nice to know. Come on, United. Let's get a good performance on this evening. See if we can match Juventus at home. Cool. I'm from Park Street in St Albans, so I'm a bit further away from Letchworth. Lots of games going to be going on and around Europe this evening, so I will be looking at some of the scores as they come through as well. Only 2 games taking place so far, but the main one for Manchester United is that game Valencia and Young Boys drawing 1-1, which gives Manchester United a massive lift going into this game. That we can, if we could get a result tonight and at least keep the same distance away from Valencia, it should stand Manchester United in good stead going into the game against Young Boys and beyond. That Manchester United maybe and hopefully will get that second position in this group. Bayern Munich have won this evening, which you would expect. We've got Manchester City playing tonight. We've got Real Madrid playing tonight as well. So there's a lot of games out there to look out for as well, because I am a massive football fan and do look out for all the games, hoping Man City do shit. My favourite player is Paul Pogba. I'm a massive fan of Paul Pogba, but massive fan of De Gea as well. Not many people are a massive fan of Scott McTominay. He does get a lot of hate, but I mean, a player that's come through the Manchester United academy looking to make it at Manchester United, I just don't see why he gets so much hate from me. It's a bit unfair criticism. He may not be the most gifted of players that are coming through the U team like Chong and Gomez and that, but still a decent player to have for Manchester United in and around the squad. It's a shame he is one of the players on the sidelines at the moment. Yeah, I really love Paul Pogba and hope we can see a good performance for Paul Pogba tonight in that midfield there against his former club. He's going to want to put on a good showing against his former club, so hopefully he can do that. Cristiano Ronaldo there in the tunnel waiting to come out for this game. Really exciting to see this game. This is what it's all about for Manchester United, coming up against the big team. Should go out there, no fear, just go out there and play. Don't worry about what's gone on in previous weeks. Just go out there, give it our best, because this is what these players live for. Big, massive nights like this in European football. Otherwise, what is there to play for? Yeah, Martial is playing really starting to perform better now for Manchester United, and I've just been a bit critical in the past of the fact that he's been a bit inconsistent. But if he can keep his consistency up, then there is a massive player in there. I feel that he could potentially score 20 goals a season for Manchester United if just getting that consistency. It could be someone to take that real goal burden off Romelu Lukaku, because Lukaku's not hitting the form at the moment, and that is a bit of a problem for Manchester United. When Lukaku doesn't score, we need that other player to bang some goals in for Manchester United. But the players are about to come out, so let's get going. Exciting. 2 players playing against their former clubs coming up. Which one will have the upper hand? Cristiano Ronaldo there walking out onto the pitch. Even last time it seemed weird when Cristiano Ronaldo come back and played Manchester United when he was for Real Madrid. It didn't have Cristiano Ronaldo in a Real Madrid shirt, to be honest. But I'm really excited for this match. Come on, United, we can do this evening. Come on, United, we can define the odds. Sometimes it's these bigger games where the players just step up to the mark and show their worth. Hopefully that is the case this evening. Yeah, it would have been great if Ronaldo had stayed at Manchester United and gone on to. I mean, I'm just so amazed at the career that he went on to have at Real Madrid. Obviously, he's had a lot of great players at Real Madrid, but it's just a shame that he didn't end up staying. How good could Manchester United have been? Could we won another couple of Champions Leagues under him? Probably. Yeah, it's so good that Luke Shaw's finally knuckled down, because that left back and right back position have become a real problem for Manchester United. Hopefully, well, the left back position seems at this moment in time okay, as long as Luke Shaw doesn't get injured. which is great. That's the only problem. We need to sort that right back position out now with Ashley Young there. Hopefully, Dalot can get some more game time over the next few months. But Luke Shaw getting a run in the team, that's what Luke Shaw really desperately needs, that run of games that can get him going. He seems to be a bit like Wayne Rooney, needs a run of games to get his consistent form going. If he misses a couple of games, it seems to affect his play. But I'm really pleased with the starting lineup that we're going out there with this evening. Real nice attacking lineup. A lot of people wanting to see Juan Mata keep that position, number 10 position, sort of in behind the striker, which is probably his best position for Manchester United, even though he seems to get shoehorned out wide far too often. Dalot is Portuguese. I think he played the other week, if I'm not mistaken, for the Portugal under-21s. But from what a lot of people are saying, that Dalot is injured at the moment, which is a shame because I would like to see him get some minutes at some point because he is a very good prospect for Manchester United, and we cannot continue to play Ashley Young at right back or left back on a consistent basis from now to the end of the season. It's just not good enough for Manchester United. But we're about to kick off in this one. Captain Ashley Young there getting ready. Just looking at their team. They do have a couple of players injured, but that probably won't worry Juventus, to be honest. Dybala getting a hat-trick in that last game against Young Boys, so he could be a real problem for Manchester United. Looks like he's playing through the middle. Haven't seen Juventus play at all this season, so this will be interesting to see how the game plans out. I know they did draw their game at the weekend, but right, we are getting ready to go. Hopefully my stream isn't too far behind because it does have to filter through to YouTube. Yeah, Antonio Valencia has been a good servant to Manchester United, but it's been a problem. One of the problem areas that Manchester United have had for a number of years. Really, we shouldn't have relied on that, but obviously Van Gaal tried to bring in Darmian to solve the problem, and Darmian hadn't really done anything in a Manchester United shirt to warrant a place in the starting lineup. And then obviously Mourinho's has made do with what he's had up till now. But hopefully at some point Dalot can get some game time, get some form. Rashford there committing the foul early on. Could be a big night for Marcus Rashford this evening. Only one goal this season from Marcus Rashford for Manchester United, but 3 for England. But he's playing back-to-back games, so hopefully that can help. He probably does need to get a run of games in the team, Marcus Rashford. Maybe when he has 1 or 2 bad games, keep him in the team, because that's what Gareth Southgate seems to be doing for England. Seems to be keeping him in the team, which is probably giving him a bit of confidence. Yeah, Darmian isn't good enough, but he is actually along the substitutes for Manchester United this evening. But I doubt he would get called upon unless needed. But we've only got one attacking option really on the substitutes bench this evening, which is Tahith Chong. So we've got to hope that we don't really get any injuries in this game to worry about, because we'll be gradually getting down to the bare bones for that game against Everton on Sunday if Tahith Chong had to come on and deputise for anyone. If Manchester United on the attack, Rashford. Come on, Rashford. Come on, man. Oh, Rashford getting the foul. Come on, man. Really excited to see the pace of Rashford, Martial and Lukaku this evening. Hopefully they can cause some problems for Juventus. Well, I think it's getting to the time where if results don't start improving, Mourinho will probably be on the way out. I've been Mourinho in right up until the last week or so, but with Manchester United lying 10th in the table, it's not good enough, and things have got to change quickly. If we don't pick up any more, if we don't beat Everton at the weekend, then I think it could really change the tie. And I've been backing Mourinho every step of the way, but I think it's going to be a job for him to turn this around now. That is a massive problem. That is the reason why a lot of people are on the fence about him, about Jose Mourinho not getting the sack, because of the replacements for Manchester United. But only Conte and Zidane are the real big replacements. You've got Blanc as well, but it would probably have to be Zidane that would replace him, if anyone's to replace him. But it is a massive gamble. Free kick about to be taken for Manchester United. Come on, get this free kick into the box. And Chesney comes out and claims. Manchester United back on the ball quickly. Hopefully Manchester United can start on the front foot here. It's in the last games. It's a shame that Manchester United started badly. You never know. It's a tricky one. I'm not too sure if Blanc would be even a good fit for Manchester United, but you never know. I mean, depending on if Mourinho does get the sack, it depends when it is, because Manchester United might end up having, if it's later on in the season, may end up having to go with in-house, which would be McKenna or Carrick, which would be a big worry. But just have to wait and see. Another free kick from Manchester United on the other hand side. Whipped in, cleared. But so far, positive start really for Manchester United, considering the other games we've started so poorly. We've got to really try and start this one on the front foot. You don't really want to get behind in this one. No, I don't. I haven't been playing FIFA on this channel. It's only really been a channel where I've just talked about Manchester United up until now. There may be at some point some FIFA content, but up until now I've just been like talking about Manchester United, to be honest, and football. We're about 6 minutes into this match then. So far, not too bad for Manchester United. We don't want to give away anything sloppy early on, because it's so difficult in the Champions League if you go behind to come back. I mean, it's not easy against coming back from 2 down, even against Newcastle, but it's a lot flipping easier than to do it against a top quality Juventus side. So I'd really like it if Manchester United could start this game well. Ball forward, looking for Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is probably going to be a real threat all night, and Ashley Young's going to have to be on the top of his game in this one to stand any chance against him. Chris Smalling probably going to have to be on the absolute top of his game and all. Corner swept in, cleared by Manchester United. Well, I know Juventus have become most people's favourite to win this competition, but they haven't come up against any big hitters yet, apart from what they play in the Serie A. So we'll just have to wait and see with them. But when they come up against the likes of Man City, Barcelona, them sort of teams, we would have to wait and see if Juventus have got what it takes to do that. Yeah, I could well collab at some point. Yeah, I've tended at this moment to only stick to doing 1 or 2 videos a week because of the time it takes me to do videos. But that's why I hardly been doing a lot of live streams lately, because of the time that it requires to get everything together. Come on, United. Yeah, I struggle to do more than a couple of videos a week due to the timing of it. But come on, United. So far, Juventus having the upper hand of this slightly, but we're not expecting Manchester United to go out there and dominate this game and win the game easily. But Juventus applying a bit of pressure at the moment. Cross too long for Cristiano Ronaldo there. Come on, United. Juventus back on the ball. Manchester United winning it back. Martial on the attack. Come on. No. I'll be quite happy if this is a tight affair tonight. It might play into Manchester United's hands if it's a tight affair. Who knows? You never know. If Manchester United could keep this game tight, we still have quality players on the pitch that could help Manchester United. Unfortunately, I think Juventus will probably get the job done this evening, but I'd like to hope that Manchester United can nick this game 2-1 or something. But I think probably it would be the other way around, with Juventus winning it. But I would happily take a draw take a draw right now. I won't be happy with a draw, but I would take a draw right now. Oh yeah, Real Madrid going 1-0 up in their game. Been in poor form of late. Real Madrid with the free kick. Well, wasted from Juventus. So far, Juventus have definitely had the upper hand of possession, but neither side are yet to make any chances that have troubled either keeper. Just can't really afford to start so slow in this one as we have done in the previous two games, because this is against so much better opposition that we may struggle to come back into it if we start too slow. Oh, the header there from Dybala, not troubling Manchester United, but they're looking towards getting the upper hand of this match now, starting to get a foothold a bit more in the game, and it's starting to worry me slightly. Come on, United. Oh, Lukaku couldn't get to that ball. Manchester United just need to get a foothold in this game. Try and keep the ball a bit better. Because otherwise this could be a long night for Manchester United. Dear. Ashley Young, come on, Ashley Young. Oh, Pogba, come on. Oh, yes, foul. Come on, United. Interesting. I would never drop Aguero. Not for I mean, Jesus is all right, but I wouldn't drop him from Aguero. Certainly not when that is a game they could do it winning. Oh, Manchester United with a chance there from Pogba. Oh, first chance of the game. Comfortable that was from the keeper, Owen. Ah, foul. Come on, United. Oh, God, Ramage about Juventus on the attack. Oh, fuck. Manchester United behind. Dybala with the goal for Juventus. Fuck's sake. Manchester United behind. Already behind. Fuck's sake. This is what I feared. Fuck's sake. Again, we're. Oh, Nothing De Gea could do to stop that. But disappointing. We've let another goal in. God. Oh, what's going on? Another game where we've got to try and come from behind. How much longer can this defence go on? We keep conceding goals. I mean, the amount of goals Manchester United let in this season, got to tighten up at the back. Oh, Juventus still on the ball. Just hope this isn't a long night for Manchester United. Paul Pogba getting fouled again. It's the second time he's been fouled. Manchester United have got to get a foothold in this game at some point. We just cannot be. To be honest, I'm not sure what's up with Bailey and Mourinho, but there's obviously a problem there. I thought that Eric Bailly was Manchester United's best centre half, but Jose Mourinho obviously doesn't seem to feel so and continues to play Lindelof and Smalling. But with them two, we have been still shipping a lot of goals in. I mean, I just don't think Jose Mourinho knows what his best defence is and anything. And I mean, I don't think this game will be the game that puts more pressure on Mourinho, but I think if this continues into the Everton game, that would be a massive pressure game, because this game I'm not expecting Manchester United to get much out of it, and we could still qualify for the knockout stage, but we cannot lose to Everton. I mean, that would be absolutely diabolical to lose to Everton as well. But this one was it. I personally was expecting Manchester United to struggle in this game. Juventus are a top quality side, keeping the ball just so much better than Manchester United here, and it pains me to see this, that Manchester United barely had any of the ball here, from what it looks like anyway. And the percentage shows that 72%. We've got to keep the ball better. Otherwise we're going to be in for a really long night this evening. And, oh, God, come on, United. No free kick there on Lukaku, but Juventus on the attack again. Oh, De Gea with the save. Oh, come on, United. Got to sort this out. I've got to keep the ball so much better. Ball just keep coming back. Jesus Christ. This is going to be a long night for Manchester United. It really is. What deodorant do I use? I just use Right Guard, to be honest. I'm not too fussed on the deodorant as long as it does the job. Come on, United. Ah, I think Manchester United really need to try their best to stay in this game up till half time and see if we can somehow pinch a goal in this game. Because we cannot afford to let this game get away from us. Fuck's sake, this has been not good enough. This is painful. Watching Manchester United, it really is painful. You know you're expecting Manchester United to get beat. You know, 17% to Manchester United's 30. Passing it so much more than Manchester United. This is really so painful to watch for Manchester United. I was expecting this one, so I'm not gonna get angry if Manchester United lose 2 or 3-0. I can see this. Unfortunately, I can't show the game because this channel will get brought down. But I'm sure there is a live stream that you can watch the game on if you want to. But it's painful to watch. Manchester United not even getting a foothold really in the game. Juventus having so much of the ball here. We've just got to hope that Manchester United can get to half time at 1-0, to be honest, and not get that second goal. So if they get that second goal, then it's going to be real hard for Manchester United to get back in this tie. Really hard. Oh. Fuck's sake. Oh dear. Oh, we haven't seen hardly nothing from the attacking players this evening, just like we did against Chelsea in that first half. It is worrying that Manchester United are starting games off like that so poorly. Oh, Manchester United can't get the ball off these. Oh yeah, Manchester City also gone 1-0 up. It's even more painful. Oh God, Manchester City doing so well and Manchester United doing so shit. It's so painful. All doom and gloom this season. It's oh my God. David Silva with the goal. My biggest worry is that Juventus may capitalise on all this good pressure and get a second goal, and that may well put this tie out of Manchester United's reach of coming back from it. Juventus with the corner. Oh my God. I mean, the only positives to take is that obviously the other game ended with young boys getting the draw, because that obviously Valencia is where Manchester United have got to be looking at as to who's going to finish second in this group, because there's no way Manchester United or Valencia are finishing top of this group. So we've got to be looking at that final game in the group as being potentially the decisive game, unless Manchester United can get something out of one of these two games against Juventus. But it's really not looking good. Manchester United keeping the ball a bit now. Come on, United. Marshall, come on. But fuck's sake. Fuck. We're applying a little bit more pressure now, which is nice to see. But I don't know why Manchester United played so shit until we go a goal down. Even if we do start applying a little bit more pressure, it's yeah. James is definitely a good shout. Probably mine as well. I just cannot believe that he's lasted at Manchester United as long as he has. But I mean, Ashley Young would be up there as well. But it's just the fact that I don't want to see him playing at right back or left back. Nothing against the guy. Jones is just an absolute calamity waiting to happen every time. Never would you think he would last anywhere that amount of years. Oh, Juventus. Oh no, on the attack here. Oh, God. Oh, thank God. I worry every time Juventus are coming forward. Oh. Oh, fuck's sake. Well, Manchester United have certainly applied a bit more pressure though the last 5 minutes. I would give that, but can we conjure up anything to try and get us back into this game? Well, it seems we're just happy to sit back and just let them pass it around most of this time. It's it's fucking terrible. This is. Looks like most people on social media are really not happy with this so far. Oh, Martial on the attack. Oh, I mean, I can't see why anyone would be happy at all. I mean, for me, it was just I was expecting this, but hopeful. No, Manchester City 2 up. Oh, well, they've won their game, Manchester City, and they're going to be laughing at us for losing ours. I'm just hoping this game doesn't get away from us and we get embarrassed. Oh, Martial in the box. Oh, cleared. Every time Juventus go forward, I think they're going to score it. Ronaldo. We fouled him. Ashley Young. Oh, Ashley Young, bring the cunt down. Oh, fucking heck. Oh, dear. Cristiano Ronaldo with a free kick. How far out is it? Well, it's quite a long way out, but if Cristiano Ronaldo put this in, it would be probably game over. Oh, De Gea pulling off a good save. De Gea probably keeping us in it. Manchester United just got to stay in this game and just hope that we can. I mean, that free kick was going. It was going all over the place. And then to make the second save was a nice save from De Gea there, because that first one was swerving all over the place. That free kick from Ronaldo, it was a horrible free kick to have to save. But Manchester United have really got to sort themselves out, stay in this game, and hopefully change something at half time, because this is so painful to watch. I mean, it's like we're the bloody away team. Yeah, that is true. We are playing Juventus, but I mean we've lost so many games this season. We've only won if we don't win tonight, we've probably only won about one of our last 6 or 7 games, which is dreadful. I know it's Juventus this one, but some of them other games, likes of West Ham, Wolves, this can't really carry on, can it? Like, even though I was expecting this one, it can't carry on into that next game against Everton. That is under Sir Alex Ferguson. I'll be expecting Manchester United to win this game. That's painfully. Not trying to keep the score down at home. It's oh, well, 5 minutes to go before half time, and to be honest, Juventus will be annoyed they haven't put this game to bed. I think. Well, I think the fans need to try and get behind the team. I know it's a difficult period, but got to all try and pull together and hope that we can pull something out of the bag in this second half in this. And it would just give Manchester United another lift if we could pull something out of this game rather than the total dominance of this from blooming Juventus. Oh, come on, this is dreadful. Dybala with that shot, whiskering wide. Come on, To be honest, Manchester United should be very happy if we go in 1-0 down and we're not anymore. And then maybe we can build on it in the second half and try and get back into it because he's going to have to do something second half because there's no point in going down 1-0 down. We might as well lose 2-0 trying to get back into this game. We barely looked a threat going forward in this game, the whole game. It's just at home. We should be showing more than this. Oh, God, they're on the attack here. Oh, phew, thank God Lindelof did the job there and saw that. Oh, 2-0 Roma. Interesting. Roma could win that group. I mean, I'm not too bothered if Manchester. As long as we get through, I'd be happy with that. But Be interesting. Manchester United free kick there right at the end of this half. Can't. We're going into that final minute of the half. Something's going to have to change second half. I'm not too sure what he's going to do, but we've got to come out a different side, put pressure on this team to try and get back in this game because otherwise we're going to lose. This has just been shit. It's just, fucking heck. So we're pretty much at the midway point of this game then. That is half time for Manchester United against Juventus at Old Trafford. Losing 1-0 to a Dybala goal. Hopefully we can see something better in that second half. I'm going to take a quick break, go to the toilet and grab something to eat, and I'll be back in the second half. Hopefully Manchester United can do better than that, because that hasn't been nowhere near good enough for Manchester United. Right then, second half to get underway shortly. Hopefully, Manchester United can play better in that second half. I really do hope so. We can't surely play as bad as that. I just don't know where Manchester United are going this season. It's so painful. I wish I could say Manchester United can turn their season around, but yeah, sure. If you want to put the stream out, that'd be great. Anyone that shares it would greatly appreciate it. It really is. Love to get more people involved and watching along and interacting while the game is going. I'd love to hear from all fans. Just I wish there was a bit more optimism around Manchester United. We could be doing a bit better, but thanks for that. I really do appreciate that. Well, I have nothing against Mark Goldridge. I don't speak to Mark Goldridge. I have nothing against him. I know he's quite popular on social media, on YouTube and on Twitter, but we don't ever interact or anything. But I've never actually met him, so I'm not going to hate on someone that I've never actually met, because someone may be different in person than on Twitter or YouTube anyway. So I tend to try and get on with everyone and have no reason to hate on anyone unless they're talking bad about me. Well, I'm personally not a massive fan of Fellaini, but he can do a specific job that you ask of him. But he's not even on the bench this evening. So if Manchester United are to try and get back into this game, we're going to have to do this one with the team that we've got out there, unless we can bring on Fred or maybe Chong or someone. I really don't know what Jose Mourinho's going to have up his plans, but with Chong sitting there on the bench, why not give it a go? You never know what can happen. It's a bit of a wild card, but it's the unknown. So it's great that an opportunity could arise for Chong when you've got the likes of Lingard, Fellaini, and all these players out injured. It's always nice to then give someone a go from the academy, that with it being such a massive game as well. But something's got to change in this second half, really does. Just worries me that some of these players aren't putting in the shift they should be for this manager, trying to get him out the door, which it is a worry, because if with not many top managers out there, where do we turn to it? Right, we're off for the second half, which is great. Hopefully we get a good response in this second half and we go against Chelsea, but I'm not counting on it yet. But our home form has been absolutely abysmal this season. It really hasn't been good at all. Can't believe we've only won 2 home games all season long. Come on, United. Let's try and turn this tide around to the unlikely. We can't really play much worse than we did first half. And the good thing is they haven't put put daylight between themselves and us. So while it's always 1-0, you've always got that chance. If we could just create one moment, a point wouldn't be the end of the world here, because it would leave us in the same gap as ourselves and Valencia. So it would leave the same gap that we had at the start of the game. If we could match that going into that last game of the season, then we've got the gap there, which would leave us in pole position to finish second. Oh, Martial. Martial. Come on. Oh, I couldn't get it to Lukaku. That was a bit of about the closest we've probably come to carving out a good chance. I was hoping something could happen there. I really was. Fuck. Just scares me every time that Juventus go forward, because if they get that second goal and put that daylight between the teams, it's going to make it really hard for Manchester United to get any way back there. Thanks, that's really appreciated. Really need to see more from Romelu Lukaku this half. Really do. The attacking players have not really been in the game at all. It's not really all their fault, I admit. Manchester United have sat back far too much in this game, and given Juventus far too much respect. And oh, Martial had a good chance there, but couldn't get his shot away. Fuck's sake. That looks like the area where Manchester United could get Martial looking probably the most dangerous out of the attacking players in this game. Oh, wayward ball there. Fucking hell from Pogba. Fuck's sake. Oh, shit. God, Lindelof cleared that. Thought that was going to be another goal there. Oh my God. Come on, United. Jesus. Oh! Ronaldo almost scoring. David De Gea pulling off the save. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Hopefully it will. De Gea's had to pull off a number of saves this evening to keep Manchester United at bay. To be honest, De Gea just really does deserve better than this. But if Manchester United can just stay in this game, you never know. Just got to stay in it and hope that something can fall for us at some point. I really thought I was going to nestle in that top corner when Ronaldo hit that. pretty much the whole forward line has been abysmal this evening for Manchester United. I just feel certain players just don't want to play for this guy anymore, and Lukaku has just done nothing for Manchester United in weeks, and it's just such a concern for Manchester United. It makes me wonder how the hell Jose Mourinho can turn this around for Manchester United because Roma seem to be doing well in this Champions League group. Probably going to top the group there with all the turmoil at Real Madrid. Real Madrid 2-0 up. I expected Real Madrid to get the result in that one tonight, being at home against a lesser team. Manchester United could just get back and get a result out of this game. I'll be more than accept. I won't be overly happy with it, but Marcelo. Mate, it's making me wonder if Jose Mourinho will think about making any changes in this second half now. I mean, we're almost getting close to the 60-minute mark. We're only 5 minutes away, and he's got to start thinking of doing something to try and get back into this game. Because I mean, we've seen nowhere near enough of Rashford this evening. Lukaku's done very little. I mean, Martial hasn't been anywhere great at all, but he's probably been Manchester United's best threat. But besides, I just don't know where he's going to turn to. At half time, I just had a pack of cheese and onion crisps. I quickly had a drink and I come back ready for the second half. I mean, he could decide to change something in midfield. I mean, that's the only other area where he could maybe, but he doesn't seem to want to be using Fred, which is a worry. I mean, we've bought 2 summer signings. Okay, if Delo is injured, then I understand he is young, but he should be getting some form of game time at some time. But Fred just isn't getting any game time at all, and you've spent 50-odd million on the guy. Why isn't he getting any game time? It just baffles me. If Mourinho really wanted to sign the guy, how is he not getting any game time? I just do not know. Yeah, I personally think that we should give Chong a chance at some point in this because we're already 1-0 down. If we carry on the way we are, we're going to lose this game. So I don't see what the problem is. We can maybe give him Chong 15, 20 minutes in this game, see what he can do. He cannot do any worse than what we've already seen so far, can he? I don't think. And in the future, he may be the answer to our right wing problem. We will have to wait and see, but we're probably going to have to try and change something because it's not worked so far, and I don't know if it's going to change. Oh, flag up from the free kick. Bloody heck. Haven't seen any players warming up yet, so we will have to wait and see if any players are warming up in a few minutes. But I mean, we could choose to take Matic off. I mean, a lot of people on Twitter saying that Matic has been poor, but could we bring him off, bring Herrera on? I mean, will it change an awful lot for Manchester United? Oh, fucking heck. All played out to the right and there was no one there. Oh, we got somehow getting that free kick. Who was that who charged down there? Was that Ashley Young? I mean, speeding down that wing. Winning Manchester United a free kick. Fair play to Ashley Young because he looked. I didn't think he was going to get there for that. Well, I can't remember how much time Fred's actually got since he scored that goal against Wolves, but he's hardly got any game time since he scored that goal against Wolves, which is crazy. And I can't believe Lukaku has played down the middle so many games now and he hasn't scored. There's so many players we could try down the middle. I know Alexis Sanchez is currently injured, but we could try him down the middle. We could try Rashford down the middle, Marshall or Greenwood. We've got a number of options we could try down the middle, and he continues to play Lukaku down there, who isn't scoring goals. At some point in time, he's going to have to put Lukaku on the bench. He can't. If he's not scoring, he's going to have to change something. I would like to think, though, that he's got a plan up his sleeve to try and change this at some point in the next few minutes. Because if nothing changes, we're probably going to lose this game. I mean, we could just pull something out the bag with the same way we're playing, but it's unlikely. Oh, Leon 2-2. Hmm. I mean, less than half an hour to go in this game, and there's still not enough urgency to get that goal back. Marshall probably the biggest threat in this second half. Come on, United. Oh, the crossing. Oh, is that Mata controlling that? A lot of people on Twitter asking for Matic and Lukaku to both be dropped. To be honest, you can't argue with that. I think Jose Mourinho's tactics have been poor tonight. Really, really poor. We have just sat back and invited them on so much in that first half. And second half, we haven't done enough, and still not enough urgency to get up there and create enough. We've got to do more if we want to get back in this. I think we are starting to apply a little bit more pressure, but yeah, we're definitely starting to apply a little bit more. Oh, Smalling. Oh no. But I mean, we've got no choice but to apply more pressure because we're going to lose this blooming game. We've got to have a go now, and we are starting to have more of a go now. We're starting to get a bit more on it, but I mean, this is an Italian team. We're going to struggle to break this team down. They're probably going to still catch us on a counter attack or something. Shit. Oh, God, corner. So at the moment, it still looks like no changes are happening. What the hell? Come on, man. We need some changes. Got to just do something in this. Otherwise, we're going to probably get beat here. And fuck's sake. Ronaldo. Oh, flag up. Thank God. No, oh, we're going to be coming up to the 70-minute mark soon, and we're going to be running out of time. Are Manchester United thinking of making any changes in this game? I mean, we've got one real attacking talent on the bench. Got to do something to try and get back in this. There's still plenty of time to get that one vital goal that could change the complexion of this. We don't deserve to get that goal back. I really don't feel that we deserve it on this second half. We have not done nowhere near enough. But no, this year I've stayed at home all summer. I didn't go at all on holiday. I typically haven't been going on holiday many times throughout the last few years. But I've been to some nice places. I went to Barcelona a few years ago and went to the new camp, which was nice. I was in the crowd. Just going to Old Trafford would be like a holiday for me because of the distance to get there. It takes so long when you go. I do see Chong warming up down on the touchline. That is one thing because of his massive hair. But whether he ever gets on the pitch remains to be seen. When you can see Chong a mile away. Will Manchester United dare to bring Chong onto the pitch? I think it would be a crazy one for Jose Mourinho. I cannot see him doing that. We seem to be going nowhere in this game. But we could still get something out of this. Ashley Young, come on. Oh, fucking hell, Ashley Young. We have tried a bit harder this half. We've got to be trying harder. We've got to be trying to get that goal back. But you know what these Italian teams are like. They're going to be very good defensively. Fuck's sake. So painful to watch. Oh, Man City going 3-0 up. That's just as painful. Painful seeing how well Man City are doing this year, and Manchester United again just not good enough. Can't believe nothing has changed. No changes have been made. Nothing. I just don't understand what's. Nothing seems to be working with what we're doing. We need to try some different personnel. Try something. We're going to lose this game otherwise. I mean, we need to take a risk. This just over 15 minutes of this game remaining. There are personnel on the bench that we could use. Okay, ideally we would like like the likes of Jesse Lingard, maybe Fellaini and Sanchez to provide us with maybe more of a threat that could maybe just get us back into the game, whether it's Fellaini's long balls or whatever it is. But at a point, you've just got to say, well, we've just got to try and get back in the game. But we don't have that, but we could still try something different because it looks like we may. I mean, we may still get back in this game, but Juventus are going to be more than happy with this. I mean, they would probably have been happy with a draw out of this game, to be honest. Even I would have been happy with a draw. Looks like Tahai Chong is still warming up down there on the sidelines. Whether he's the man that Jose Mourinho could potentially turn to, it's we're having more of the play in their half, but we haven't done enough to get back into this game in the second half. Done nowhere near enough in that final third. Forwards have just been too quiet. Oh, Pogba! Oh, fuck's sake! That was the chance. Fuck! Oh, that was the chance there. Did it hit the post? Did he get his hand to it and push it wide? I think it hit the post. Oh, I did. It fucking hit the post. Thought the cunt had saved it, but oh shit! That was Pogba's moment there against his former team as well. I mean, we could still get something out of this, but I don't know if we deserve anything out of it. But on that first half showing, certainly was a dreadful. But why are we somehow upping it as the game goes on? Why did we start so shit and try and pull it out of the bag in the second half? It's just not good enough. Fuck. Well, we seem to be applying a lot more pressure now to the Juventus team than we were doing, but to be honest, I don't know if Jose Mourinho is going to make any changes. I mean, because I don't know what more he probably feels that he can do to turn this. He probably feels the personnel that are on the pitch are the best for the job. Well, we're heavily applying the pressure to try to get back in this, but is it enough? I mean, we're not all over him or anything, but we're certainly having a lot more pressure. Having certainly a lot more pressure put on them than they were having. But so Dybala has left the pitch. He's gone off now. So Juventus end up making the first change of the night. Manchester United still yet to make any changes. Come on, United, do something. I mean, Fuck's sake. Unfortunately, I can't show the match or it will get pulled down for copyright. But there is only 12 minutes or so remaining of this. And thank you. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the content. And to be honest, I don't. A lot of people are probably happy they haven't watched this tonight. If they haven't, it's really frustrating. It really is. The home form has been absolutely abysmal. I mean, look at all them passes: 554 to Manchester United's 295. Just over 10 minutes remaining of this, and I'm not confident Manchester United are going to be able to get back and get a draw out of this. Just cannot believe no changes, nothing. Are we content with losing 1-0? I mean, that should never be the Manchester United way. We should be going out there to win this bloody game. It's I mean, Juventus making their second change of the game, and we've still not made any. To be honest, they're probably happy that if it just fizzles out for 1-0, because Manchester United would be better off taking Matic off and putting someone more attacking on and just going for this. Because if we lose 2-0 now and then we lose 2-0, at least if we try and know that we've given our all to get back into this game, then it would at least make me happier knowing that we've tried to get back in, pushed all we could to get back into it, done all we can. Sir Alex Ferguson would be putting attacking options on. If we let a goal in, then we let a goal in. He went to try and get back into the games. We didn't always play beautiful attacking football. Sometimes we couldn't. Sometimes we had to mix it up. But Ashley Young's running a tight rope. He's already been booked. Well, it doesn't look like Manchester United are even going to make a single change in this encounter. Just what the fuck is going on? It looks like this game's just going to fizzle out as a 1-0 dross loss. And I'll put an extra forward on and just go for it. The last 5 minutes, just go for it. Oh, Lukaku. Shot bloody blocked. Fucking it. Fuck's sake. I'm going to make any changes, do anything to try try something new in these last 5 minutes or so. It's, well, it looks to me as though he's probably content with what he's seeing, but you can't be happy with losing. I mean, not trying to change anything and do a fucking thing to get back in the game. It doesn't seem like what have we? We've had a bit more urgency. We've tried, but the players aren't doing it. What are out there? We need to try something new. I mean, it looks like Juventus are making their third and final substitution, and we haven't even made one. We're about to anyway after this free kick. Come on, man. What the hell's going on? Oh, waste of a free kick. Probably make a change in the 90th minute when the game's dead. I mean, Rashford hasn't been hacking it today. I mean, Lukaku's not done nothing. Martial's done pretty little. You've got to try something new. Oh, sake. God, Jesus. It doesn't look like Mourinho's going to change anything up at all here. We've got the likes of Herrera and Pereira and Fred and Chong all sitting on the bench doing fuck all. I think one of them could come on and try and change this last few minutes. But yeah, nothing. Absolutely shocking this has been. The fuck is going on? Come on, United. We've got a couple of minutes remaining. Mm. Well, it looks like it's about that for Manchester United. It doesn't look like Manchester United are going to get anything out of this game. It is really has been not good enough for Manchester United. He hasn't tried once to change it up and kept the same personnel out there to try and get back in the game, and it's not worked. And I'm afraid Tommy's got big question marks going to be asked of the manager again. It's Martial there with a shot, but never going to beat the keeper from that. From there, it'd have to be some good shot. Looks like everyone's leaving. Disgusted with it. Probably disgusted with this because, to be honest, it has been disgusting from Manchester United. To be honest, it fucking heck. 3 minutes left of this shit. 3 fucking minutes to endure this crap. Sick and tired of this shit. Why not try and change something? Do something to try and get back into this game. Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. So that was about it. Looks like Manchester United, unless they pull something out the bag in the next few seconds. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, keeper gets the ball. That is pretty much that. Shocking, really. Not done nowhere near enough to get back into this game. Jose Mourinho hasn't even bothered to try and change it to get back into this. It's been an absolute shambles, if you ask me. He hasn't even made one change in this whole fucking game to try and get back in it. That's it. Manchester United have lost. Manchester United have been beaten what I expected to happen this evening. Thanks to everyone for watching. along, and I just don't know where Manchester United go from here. We cannot continue this from Manchester United, losing week in, week out. And I think at the end of the day, it is a results business. We will talk about it in the reaction. Anyway, thanks to everyone for watching. Do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.